Hello there guys, I'm the CHALL and welcome back to another video. Now today, we're going to be taking a look at the Premier League restart plans that have been criticised by players including Sergio Aguero, Raheem Sterling and Danny Rose. And you know what, I'm going to be doing my fair share of criticising, so don't you worry about that. And it's points that I've gone over in previous videos over and over and over again, and it just doesn't seem to get through to people. Now before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video from football or the NBA. And for now guys, let's get into this video. So let's have a look first at the official article on this story, officially from BBC Sport. So England and Tottenham defender Danny Rose has criticised the Premier League plans to restart the season amid the coronavirus pandemic. Club officials met on Monday to continue talks with Project Restart, with the English top flight aiming to resume fixtures on the 12th of June. As of the 11th of May, 32,065 people have died in the UK with COVID-19. Now, Danny Rose said, football shouldn't even be spoken about until the numbers have dropped massively. People's lives are at risk. No professional sport, even behind closed doors, will be staged in England until June 1st at the earliest. Speaking in the House of Commons on Monday, Prime Minister Boris Johnson said being able to hold sporting events without fans could provide a much needed boost to national morale. Rose, who is on loan at Newcastle United from Spurs this season, responded to the news on social media using expletives and saying he did not care about the nation's morale. Meanwhile, new data from YouGov showed 73% of 2,098 British adults surveyed would not see the return of football as a boost to their morale, with 19% saying it would. Players' safety has to be secure before returning, said Raheem Sterling, who also said on his YouTube channel on Monday, the moment we do go back, it just needs to be a moment where it's not for football and just for footballing reasons. It's safe for not just footballers but the whole medical staff, referees. I feel like once that side of people's safety and the players is secured and their well-being is looked after, then that's the right time to go back in. Until then, I'm, how can I say, not scared but reserved and thinking what the worst outcome could be. I've had friends whose grandmas passed away. I've had family members as well that have passed away. You've got to be wise and take care of those around you. Now on Saturday, a third Brighton player tested positive for coronavirus, and also Norwich City's Todd Cantwell posted on social media, "We are just people too." Man City and Argentine striker Sergio Aguero has previously said players are scared about the prospect of returning to action amid the pandemic. So that was from the article on BBC Sport, and that statement from Todd Cantwell, "We are just people too," that is the theme for this. Okay, those of you who want to watch it for the rant, you're going to get one. But Cantwell said we are just people too, and that could be more true. That could be 100% true, and it is 100% true. They are people. They're not some showcase. They're not some elephant that people capture and just make them dance and do a silly jig with electric prods. You know, you can't prod footballers and say, go out there, boost the morale of the public. You don't do that. You do not do that. They are people. They are people just like me, just like you, just like everyone. Every single person. And if you're saying that sport are going to boost people's morale, BS. Absolute BS. Have you seen the stuff on social media from people? Have you seen the stuff that they've done? They've created, they've baked, they've drawn, they've designed, they've just done challenges. They've done videos, they've created from their own back garden, they've created from their own home, like I do. People don't need football, and not until it's 100% safe. And at the minute, even in June, it will not be 100% safe, because there's still a few hundred a day dying from this. There's still hundreds and hundreds getting cases, there's still thousands getting positive results. There's hundreds getting positive results. There's thousands of people being tested for it. Until we get a vaccine for everyone, nothing is safe. The Bundesliga's coming back. I believe it's this week, this weekend. I think that's coming back this week or this next weekend. Again, Germany, it's their country. It's up to them. But in my personal opinion, bringing it back too early, even if it's behind closed doors, it's way too early, because what if, obviously, Dynamo Dresden, a couple of their players have got it now, so their whole squad is quarantined for 14 days, so their start's been delayed, and it's just going to wave a second spike in Germany, in my opinion. And that is awful. That is awful. All of us, let's get this straight first of all. All of us, we miss football. We miss it. Not going to lie, we miss it. We love being in the stands, eating hot dogs and burgers and pies, watching and drinking beer, watching our teams play for points. We love that. But we'd only watch it from the stands again, and we'd only watch it again if it's 100% safe. My theory is the only reason why the Premier League are trying to restart as soon as possible, and obviously they've got a season to fulfill. They want to fulfill the season and not null and void it. Null and void it is my only solution, in my opinion. But the one reason, and one of my theories, is they are scared because they're going to have to pay back broadcasting companies for money that they owe them for games they didn't broadcast or never broadcast if they void the season. So they're like, instead of paying them back money, no, we're going to keep the money and we're going to restart again. That is the problem with this sport. That is the problem with this business. They want to keep the dosh. They want to keep the money. They want to keep it all. I'm going to go back to around about a year ago. Bury FC. They were expelled from the Football League. Manchester City and Manchester United could have put a little bit in to help them, but they did jack. They did jack. They didn't do jack, but they did basically nothing. That's what it means. They didn't do jack up the jacksy. They didn't do nothing. They did nothing. And they were allowed to go. They were allowed to go. But there was a report that the chairman of the Premier League, or one of the executives from the Premier League, had to get clubs to pay something like between £250,000 or £500,000 to him as a bonus. Why should he be rewarded when he's running a league where clubs don't help lower league clubs survive? And again, it falls back to this virus thing. Lower league clubs are on the verge of bankruptcy, and they're just letting them go because, oh, the money is in the Premier League. The money's not in the EFL anymore. It's in the Premier League. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous how far the Premier League are willing to make the gap between themselves and the rest of the pyramid. We hype, and you know what? I'm going to go back to something that Alan Shearer said at the end of that England loss to Iceland in the 2016 Euros under Roy Hodgson when he left England by the end of that game. We hype up our Premier League too much. We think it's the best league in the world. It's not. And you know what? Even to this day, I agree with Alan Shearer. We hype up our Premier League as the best in the world. Oh, we've got this player, we've got this player, we've got this player, this player, this player. No. It's not the best league in the world. There's plenty of other leagues further down that have more passion than the Premier League. And that is because they haven't got multi-million-pound businessmen running the club like it's another business or like another shop. They haven't got bloody Sports Direct FC running the club like a business. The passion is in the lower leagues because they use heart, they use fight, they use local talent, more local talent than the Premier League does, to build their squad. They get promoted through the leagues on heart, desire, fight and passion. Bournemouth are one of the best examples. Yes, they're in the Premier League now, but they used heart, they used fight, they used desire. They had a manager that cared. They had a manager that knew the club. They had a brand new owner. When they were on the verge of bankruptcy, they brought in the new owner, and they've got an owner that cared. We are losing way too many good people in this sport. Way too many good people that actually cared about playing and not for the money. Not for the money at all. And I'll go back to that Bury story again. Bury were expelled. Now, there were reports that they had other, people with the right paperwork in time ready to complete a takeover. And the EFL was like, no. They had the perfect people. Why? And obviously the news is that the EFL League 1 and League 2 could be cancelled. Loads of people are saying, what does that mean for Bury? Are the EFL going to give them through the summer to digitalise a takeover to allow Bury back into the Football League for next season? It's unbelievable how selfish the Premier League are. And like I said, one of my theories is they're scared of giving money back to the broadcast companies for games that they didn't get to broadcast. And the broadcast companies do need a bit of heart, and they're like, right, if, we're going to get the money back, we're like, right, be nice to the Premier, be nice to the Premier League, and they might be nice to you. They'll say, you know what, pay us an instalment over the next few years, and you can pay off the money that you didn't use for broadcasting games. But the Premier League, knowing the selfish idiots that run the Premier League, they're like, nope, we're going to take the money, we're going to try and restart the league way too soon, cause more coronavirus cases, and we're going to kill the country. Because they only care about money. They only care about themselves. I've seen loads of people saying, we need to restart, it would boost the morale, it would be a brilliant thing for football to come back. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Only bring it back when it's safe. When the coronavirus cases are, only 20 a day, or 10 a day, or none a day. I would go with none a day personally, but maximum 20 a day, or 20 a week. That's even better. If the coronavirus cases are only 20 per week, or 20 per few weeks, or nothing at all, that is when you bring football back. And I tell you what, the rest of this season, cancel it. Just cancel it. Ease the pressure. Don't be bothered about, don't give a toss about restarting the league. Don't give anything to them. Because, my personal opinion, give Liverpool the league. No one gets relegated. The next season, when you've got your fans back, when you've got your atmosphere back, you have a bigger league and you have more competitors and you have a bigger season. League 1 and League 2, they've got clubs, like I said, on the verge of bankruptcy. And people won't do jack to help them. They won't do nothing. So that is how indifferent our leagues are. And this is not me speaking as a Man United follower. This isn't me speaking as a Doncaster Rovers childhood fan. This is me speaking as a passionate football fan. This is me speaking as a passionate fan to say, you're bringing it back too soon. Stop thinking about yourselves. Stop thinking about money. Stop thinking about giving no toss about the players. Players are people too. I will quote Todd Cantwell. We are just people too. Aguero said people are scared to come back. I'm not surprised. Sterling put out the passionate statement on his YouTube channel. I'm not surprised. Players are actually standing up now and they're saying, well, hang on a minute. This is way too soon. Danny Rose made some explicit words in his response in a different report on Sky News to this article. He made some explicit words and I don't blame him. I'm not going to be explicit. I'm not going to swear. But I can understand Danny Rose swearing because he's absolutely sick of it. He's absolutely sick of it. Cantwell, Aguero, Sterling, Rose, all these players, they're sick of it. They're sick of the Premier League prodding them with a stick, like a little tiger in a cage in a circus. You're like, do the dance, play football, entertain the public. It's not about entertaining the public, Premier League. Please get that through your skull. Please get it through because clearly nothing else is. Clearly nothing else is. Get it through your head. It is way too soon. You're putting people's lives at risk. I don't care if it's behind closed doors. I don't care if it's, at home and away games. There was one thing about the Project Restart about neutral venues. And you know what? All 20 clubs said, nope, home and away games. That's how you know the Premier League are wrong. They never like to admit they're wrong. And the Premier League love to admit they're right all the time. And the clubs just turn around and say, nope, you're full of BS, we're right. We're going to play home and away games and not neutral venues whether you like it or not. If you're forcing us to restart, then we're going to screw your plans up. It's like a karma. Karma is a B. Karma is a B right here. The Premier League is saying you're bringing football back in June with neutral venues. The clubs have turned round. Karma is a B. turned round and said, nope, no neutral venues. And you know what? That was a big thing with me about neutral venues. What I think a few of the neutral venues that have been talked about. Now, the neutral venue rule was that the stadiums can be nowhere near cities. So it's stadiums like Brighton, West Ham, Southampton. But the thing is, and this is the weirdest thing of all about it, and I'm so glad that neutral venues are not being allowed for this exact reason. The clubs like Brighton, West Ham, Southampton, that are in these stadiums, they can't play home games in these stadiums because of unfair advantage. What? The Premier League have completely, in the most London way possible, the Premier League have lost their nut. That is the London phrase. They've lost their nut. That's how Danny Dyer would say it, wouldn't it? He's lost his nut. He's lost his natter. The Premier League have completely lost their mind. If you think that putting a home game in a home team's stadium as a neutral venue is an advantage, it might be home field advantage, but that's the good thing about football. You can't play Brighton versus West Ham at St Mary's. You had to play it at Brighton. Arsenal versus Brighton, that's scheduled to be at the Amex, you would play it at the Amex. You wouldn't play it at flaming West Ham. Because, well, one major thing about that, travel. Obviously it's easier for Arsenal because they're in London as well. But how can you travel Brighton to play at the London Stadium when long distance travelling is still not part of the lockdown? It's still, you know, you can't really do it. You're not entitled to do long distance travelling. So why would you put Brighton and Arsenal in a London stadium when you can just play Brighton at the Amex and Arsenal comes in? And again, it's that whole point again, long distance travelling. Why does Arsenal need to travel to Brighton? And that is my whole point. No neutral venues and just cancel the season. How hard is it to cancel a season? Give Liverpool the title. Yes, it may not be mathematical, but I don't care. I really don't. I couldn't care if it was 1 point in front of Man City instead of 20 odd. Give Liverpool the title. They deserve it. They deserve to win it. They are far out in front for most people to catch them. Don't restart the season. Just ease pressure on yourself, Premier League. Cancel the rest of the season. Give Liverpool the title. Don't relegate anyone. Bring the top three up on points per game from the Championship. Same with Championship to League One. Same with League One to League Two. Same with League Two to the Vanarama National League. Give promotion to people on points per game from the lower leagues. Don't relegate anyone. And you get a bigger league. It is pure science. It's not rocket science, it's football science. And it's so simple, a grade 4 in America could do it. It's so simple. So simple. So my message to the Premier League is no relegations. Give Liverpool the title, ease pressure on yourself, start again next season with a bigger league, more fans when they're allowed back in the stadiums next year in 2021. Get the atmosphere back up again. And my message to the EFL, give Bury your takeover. Let Bury get taken over by people who know what they're doing. Let Bury come back into the league because it was unfair on them in the first place. That they had reported offers on the table, ready for the EFL to accept. They had the right paperwork, they were ready and willing and able, and the EFL turned round and just rejected. And they give Bolton a 2-week extension. Sorry, and Bolton fans, you can slag me off as much as you want. Why should one team be given an extension when another team gets expelled straight away? Oh, I know, because Bolton have the Premier League experience and Bury don't. So instead of saving both clubs or giving the time to save both clubs, you're like, oh, well, Bolton's got Premier League experience. The EFL could be in jeopardy of its reputation if we get rid of a former Premiership club. So instead of saving Bury, who's got no Premier League experience but has got heart, desire, passion, let's make it a business and let's save the best club out of the two. Doesn't work like that. Sorry, doesn't work like that. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. We've got more NBA and Premier League and football content to come. Obviously, with the Bundesliga coming back, which, again, I don't agree with. But if the Bundesliga is coming back, then obviously I'll be watching the games, giving you guys Bundesliga match reviews, and, of course, focusing on specific games as well. So thank you very much, guys. My name is the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.